mentioned, I am author Angela Wynette. I am so excited to be back here for the second year in the row here at Dallas. I am born and raised from here, so it is always good to be able to present and talk at home to some amazing people, and I am so glad to see all of you guys out here today. Just a little bit about my books and what I have out now. My first book is called My Pain versus My Purpose. This book was literally a book about overcoming me, overcoming and divorcing myself. It was overcoming self-esteem issues, toxic relationships, grief, depression, overcoming cancer. This book literally dived into everything that I was going through that I didn't talk about. And so this second book here is called Hurt, Healed, Happy. This book here was literally a roadmap for me that went step step of how I was able to overcome these things. Everybody always says that I want to get started, but I don't know how or where to get started. And so this book dived into that to help people know a roadmap of list by list of how to actually become your best self and how to become healed. This next book here is a project that I did with my friends, and I was so grateful that they were willing to be a part of, and it's called Through Your Eyes. Through Your Eyes was a project that helped see what cultivates us as a person. Why do you think the way you think? Why do you act the way you act? Why do you have certain partners in your life? Did you grow up seeing healthy relationships and that's why you pick healthy partners? Or did you see toxic and that's why you attract toxic people in your life? This book dives into that to help us really understand why and who we are the way we are. This next book here is a journal. It's a 365-day book journal. A lot of us do vision boards at the beginning of the year that we never pick up again. And so this book is literally a 365-day journal that breaks down every day of having you choose a goal. And then it asks you at the end of the day, did you accomplish that goal? Yes or no, and why? And it's a book that's helped to make you dedicate time for yourself. We pour into everybody else, but we forget to actually take time to pour into ourselves. So this book is dedicated to help do that for you. This last book here is one of my latest, newest projects. This book is my first children's book that is actually going very well, and it's a book called I'm Possible. And it's dedicated to my niece and nephews. They are the actual characters in this book, so I'm excited for that. But with this book, it teaches children at an early age that they can be whatever they want to be. Society does not have to determine that for you. So if you want to be an astronaut, if you want to be a politician, if you want to be that judge or that lawyer, go after it. Be whatever you want to be. Don't let the world put limitations on you that you don't have to put on yourself. And this book teaches you about that. And so today I just want to take time, I forgot last time, but I was so excited, but I want to take time to thank those who are part of my village that came out. I have some first cousins here. I have some co-workers from different backgrounds here. I have my best team associates, my mom and my sister. They are my ace spoon coons. They always support me. I am grateful for them. I have my group B Squared. They're here. I'm so grateful for them. I have college friends that are here. So many people. But these people are my village. And it's because of them that I'm possible. And that's why this year's theme is I'm possible, not impossible. And that means for you that it's literally how you look at the word. Nothing in life is impossible unless you choose to make it. And I was in this season in my life where things were going great. Have you ever been in that place where you're healed, you're happy, life is going good, and all of a sudden something comes along and boom, you get the wind knocked out of you? And you're like, wait a minute, now I didn't see this coming. Well, that was me this summer. Life was going good for me. I was on stage, I'm speaking to people, I'm inspiring people, and all of a sudden life happened. And I was in a place where I was like, Lord, now I feel like I'm a hypocrite because I'm super saved, y'all. My dad's a pastor. I've been a preacher's kid all my life. So that's my foundation. So I was like, you know what, wait a minute, because I'm doing good. I feel like I'm a hypocrite because here I am. I'm telling people that they can be okay, but now I'm not okay. And God said, you're not a hypocrite, you're human. And how many of us fail to realize that it's okay to be vulnerable? And I had to realize that when I became vulnerable to my village, and thank goodness for them, because this summer I was so frustrated. I was going through a situation that was bending me on every side, and I couldn't figure out, why am I going through this? I'm a nice person, I do nice things, I help people, so why am I going through this? And then it had to show me that in my vulnerability, not only was I helping myself, but I was helping my friends. I was helping them see that because they never saw me break before, that when they finally saw me in that vulnerable spot and saw me crying, they could actually resonate and say, you really are human. You really are somebody that you're not perfect. Life is not always going to go the way you planned, but it does not mean that you still cannot be successful. And literally, that's what it means, ladies and gentlemen, is that you are possible. And I had to learn that what I thought was punishment was not punishment. It was literally the pain in my life propelling me to the purpose that was planned for me. So sometimes you think it's things as punishment when it's not punishment. It's just you being shaken to get out of your comfort zone. Because if we're honest with ourselves, a lot of us, we won't move, we won't change unless we're forced to. And that's where I was in this season this summer, and I couldn't figure out why am I going through this, because I got complacent. I got comfortable, and I thought, okay, I got some speaking gigs, I'm good. I just built a house, I'm good. Family's good, personal life is good, I'm great. No, I had to be reminded that I'm not shaking your faith, but I'm strengthening your focus. So it had to be redirected to be seen that this is only the tip of the iceberg. There is so much more planned for me. And how many of you are in that space in life where you're like, you know what? Life is good. I can afford my bills. You know, I'm not all the way check to check. I got some decent friends in my life, so I'm okay. I don't really need to do anything different. I don't need to strive for greatness. I don't need to do anything better. But really, you never reach your full potential. There is always room to grow. And that's something that I had to be reminded of, is that again, the pain that I was going through this summer, the uncomfortableness that I was going through, it was not pain, it was not punishment, it was just being used to push me into my purpose. And so for all of you out there that's questioning yourself and you're wondering, am I worth it? Am I enough? Am I good at this? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Yes, it is. If it makes you uncomfortable, this is exactly where you're supposed to be. If it challenges you, that's what you're supposed to do. If it's something that you keep trying to ignore, because a lot of people always ask me, well, how do you know what your purpose is? Well, how do you know what you're supposed to do? If it's something that keeps bothering you and you keep pushing it to the back and it keeps coming back again and you keep being uneasy about it and you can't realize why you can't get over it, it's because that's what you're supposed to do. That's where your purpose is. So if being up here, which was uncomfortable for me in the beginning, of like, okay, I gotta be vulnerable. I gotta tell people that I'm not perfect, that I don't have my life together, that, you know, situations will arise. But then I was also reminded that just because you are healed does not mean you won't encounter the same thing again. The only difference is the healed version of you will not respond the same way. So the same situation that I encountered this summer, it bit me. It made me uncomfortable. It made me to the point to where, okay, I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna shed some tears. But then the healed version of me said, okay, now that this has happened, what are we gonna do going forward? So I picked myself up, gathered myself together, got the advice that I needed to get, and said, all right, now let's have a new game plan. What are we gonna do differently? And so that's where it is. It's a reminder for you guys that even though you may have put in the work, you may have gone to counseling, you may have did the journaling, you may have prayed, you may have forgiven that person, you may have, you know, removed yourself from certain situations, but it doesn't mean that you won't encounter it again. But the joy that you can have in knowing is that even though I'm encountering it, it's not the same me that's encountering it this time. So it's not gonna defeat me. It may bend me, but it's not gonna break you. So know that you have motivation, you have the degree in you what you need to succeed. And so I was talking to my dad yesterday and I was super excited and I was like, okay, Dad, I'm gonna run my speech by you, because again, he's a pastor, been a pastor all my life, has a great church in North Dallas. So if y'all need a church, New Mount Zion, go to church there. But I was speaking with him and he was like, you don't need my help, you got this. You sound great, what you need is good. He was like, I will tell you this, don't be afraid to tell and speak your truth, because don't let your heart keep you from your purpose. So ladies and gentlemen, don't let your feelings and the worriedness and the anxiousness and the anxiety keep you from fulfilling your purpose. You've been called to do a certain thing, and your family may get mad about it. Your friends may be upset about it. You may be afraid about the backlash and what people are going to say, how they're going to feel, are they going to judge me? But at the end of the day, if you've been called to that, that'll be taken care of. Don't let that stop your purpose. If that is who you're supposed to be, if that is what you're supposed to do, be confident in that, and then go be great at it. Do everything that you were designed and called to do. And so again, I thank my village. Because of them, I was able to lean on them, and I didn't have to worry about being judged. Because how many of you have those friends where if you're honest with them, you can't be honest with them? Because they're gonna look down on you, they're gonna judge you, they may even talk about you behind your back and tell your business. It's really time to check your friends. Are they really your friends, or are they just somebody that's acquaintance, but you label them as a friend due to loyalty, or due to association of how long y'all been together, or because y'all have a good time? Check your friend group. And sometimes you also gotta check your family too, because sometimes our biggest critics can be our family, and it's not that they don't wanna support us, it's just that they see in us what they can't do for themselves. So they wanna put you down for something that they're inadequate to do. But don't let that keep you from fulfilling your goal. It is not impossible. You're looking at somebody who, again, has a dad that speaks all over the world. He has books out, and so I was like, oh, that's his thing. I don't need to backdoor that. But then I had to be reminded, what he does is not what I do. Who he encounters, who he touches, is not who I touch. My goal and my vision is different from his. We have the same mission, which is to help people and to let them be their best selves, but who he's encountering and who I'm encountering is two different people. So just because your friend may be selling makeup, don't mean you can't sell it. Just because they doing t-shirts or writing books, don't mean you can't do that. I have a friend right now, she's at the back of the room, she has books out. I have literally been coaching her through how to get through this event, how to be herself. So y'all go stop by Realtor and Romance. She has a booth out here, y'all go hit her up. Miss Crystal is here, but again, that's my friend. We both write books, but that doesn't mean that I can't support her, she can't support me. Because we both do something different, but in the same aspects, and we can still help different people. So don't let that discourage you. So again, I want you to be reminded that you are possible, and that it's not impossible. So that job that you're afraid to go after, go for it. That relationship that you're not too sure about because it's different for you, it's not the same, he's a little different, she's a little different, go after it. Whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, please believe that you're looking at somebody who was okay with being the clown, sitting in the corner, acting up, not being taken seriously, always got a joke, because the old me didn't know my worth. The old me wasn't able to speak up for myself. The old me wasn't able to advocate for me and say, I am enough. I am worth it. This is possible for me. It's not impossible. And regardless of what anybody says or what anybody thinks, it's up to me to decide how far I will go and how much I will accomplish in life. And the same goes for you. You don't have to be labeled or limited by anybody in your life except for you. Because when you look at yourself in the mirror in the morning, who's the one that's getting you up paying your bills? Who's the one that's getting you started and on your day? And so if you can't be happy about who you see in the mirror, then it starts with you. So you start every morning with that self-affirmation before you even put your feet on the ground. As soon as you open your eyes, thank you for the day, and I'm gorgeous, and this is gonna be a great day. I'm going to be successful today. Because not only am I an author, a motivational speaker, a life coach, but I'm also a flight attendant. I know y'all, I got several jobs. But people always ask me, do you have problems on your flights? Do you have issues? Have you ever been on YouTube? No, I have not. And I don't plan on it. Why? Because before I even allow my foot to encounter that aircraft for the day, I already walk in saying my prayers. Today is gonna be a great day. We're gonna have a good flight. We're gonna be successful today. I'm not gonna encounter any issues. And even when I do, I kill it with kindness. So even when people come on, I speak to you, hey, good morning, how are you? Because I'm usually that person that is greeting you when you walk in. So I set the atmosphere for my flights. So you need to set the atmosphere for your day. So if people walking into your job and they got an attitude, that's fine, but how you doing today? Today gonna be a good day. Why? Because we woke up and we got another chance to get it right. So it's up to you to set the atmosphere. You set the atmosphere. You don't let it set you. So I love to help people. So if you have a book in you that you want to get out, I do mentoring for that. If you need life coaching, I do mentor for that. I have several books out myself that I spoke about earlier that you can get copies of. Again, I have a great team. My mom and my sister is here. Thank you guys, because y'all have been keeping them busy already. My table has been crazy. So I appreciate the love and the support. My table is literally right back there, right behind us, so you can't miss me. I would love to come take pictures with you guys, speak with you, sign autographs for you, take pictures, all of that good stuff. But just know, it is not impossible. Everything you want to achieve and succeed, it's inside of each and every one of you. How do I know that? Because I'm looking at some people in the audience that I know personally that are miracles, that are testimonies, that regardless of what I went through, those suicidal thoughts didn't overtake me, that depression didn't kill me. I didn't have to worry about my finances. Even though I lost my job, I was still able to make it. I'm still able to succeed. I'm still able to push through. But again, it starts with you. It's literally how you look at the word. Because even with depression, if you rearrange the letters, it says, I pressed on. So it's how you look at it. How you determine how you want to look at the words and how they are fitted in your life and how you perceive it is what matters. So just like you can switch around depression to say, I pressed on, you can switch around impossible to say, I'm possible. So when they tell you you can't, you tell them, yes, I can and I will. When they say you shouldn't, I'm going to, and thank you for the words, but I appreciate it, but I'm going to do this. Don't doubt yourself. All of you are amazing, you're beautiful, you're wonderful, and again, you're looking at somebody who went through cancer, but I overcame. I went through depression, but it didn't take me out. I went through self-esteem issues, but here I am on this stage saying, hey y'all, I'm good. So to everybody in here, you're amazing, you're worth it, you are more than what you think you are, but it starts with you. And so I want you to repeat after me, I'm possible, and nothing will ever stop me from being who I was called to be. Thank you guys.